Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to Hillbilly Up and the Hillbilly Nation. Mr. Gene,
Mr. Jamie, how are you doing, sir?
better than I deserve. How you, man?
Pretty good. Better than I deserve. I got something in today, hillbilly. You're muted, sir.
Rookies.
No, tell me about it. Gotta learn where that little button's at.
I know it. I just messed it up there. But anyway, I want to welcome everybody. Welcome to Guns, Beer, and Therapy Saturday night. And we're just going to have a good time here. And we got a few topics and questions we'll talk about and stuff. But anyway, I want to welcome Jamie on here and Hot Pot. Appreciate you guys jumping on here. And I believe we have some more panelists going to be jumping on here in a little bit. So anyway, Jamie, we'll start with you. What you been up to, buddy?
Interesting day. I went to a men's men's breakfast over in the sprawling metropolis of White, Georgia. Population 589. Salute. Some of y'all might remember that. But I had bacon, scrambled eggs, and pancakes.
Oh man.
So, and there's this place across the street called Old Car City. Well, a friend of mine from high school that I'm still in touch with used to have one of the first of the bigger body Monte Carlos. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they had one of those in at the Old Car City right inside the fence. And so I walked across the road and took some pictures and sent it to him. Then I got back from that and I did a sideline job. I put a monitor in a video game. Do y'all know Cruising Blast? Cruising USA? You remember the video game Cruising USA? Cruising
Yeah,
Blast.
I do.
Cruising Blast is one of that series. And I put a 43-inch monitor in a cabinet and hooked it up. And it actually worked. Can you believe that? But
I can believe that. You're pretty tech savvy.
I'm lucky, blessed. But that's been my day so far.
Been your day so far, huh?
Got home, watched a little football, watched Hillbilly Up's Kansas City Chiefs pull out the victory against Trevor Lawrence, who's a local boy, and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I was glad they got the win. Patrick, he was doing really good and then got that ankle sprain or whatever. And I didn't know how it was going to go from there. But, I mean, with Jacksonville's comeback win last weekend, man, I mean, that's scary to face. I mean, they did a heck of a job last weekend, and they played a great game today, too.
Yeah, they didn't quit. That's one
No.
thing I'll say for them. They lost the game because they're playing a better team, but they fought till the end, and I see good things ahead for Trevor Lawrence.
Oh yeah, Trevor Lawrence, he's going to be around for a long time. He's a good quarterback. Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
So I was telling Hillbilly before we went live that Trevor Lawrence is from Cartersville over in Kyle's sons actually went to school with with Trevor Lawrence at Cartersville High School, and he went to Clemson, won a national championship at Clemson, and now he's the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And yeah, they play in a Giants are getting beat by a better team too. GGW. Those Philadelphia Eagles are awesome looking.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I know other people has other favorite teams and all that, but I would really like to see a Philadelphia Kansas City, game. I mean, just because of the history Andy Reid had there and stuff. Which I mean, history tonight. I mean, Jacksonville's coach. He was under Andy Reid in Philadelphia, so.
You don't have to fire a football coach. There's my buddy Mark.
Hey, Mark, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, my brothers. How are you?
We're
Good.
doing better now that you're here. I want one of those T-shirts.
We can make that happen. We can make that happen.
Yeah,
How you doing, sir?
Hey, Gene.
yeah, I would wear that on a Friday night for sure. Before you know it, you'll have to retire from teaching and just do leather all the time.
Oh, that would be nice. That would be nice.
Promotion, my man, promotion.
There you go.
I still love what I'm doing, but if I could get out and just enjoy myself all day, I certainly would.
It'd be cool to sleep until you woke up every morning, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I used to do that.
Hmm.
But you still get on a schedule, Even if you don't plan to, you still do. I mean, look at us, we're old guys. It's okay. But hey, Hillbilly, I had a
Yes,
really
sir.
good day.
Yes.
I did some work today, and then I took a little trip and came back with something you may be very interested in seeing.
Oh man, I know you're killing me here. I was going to ask you, because we talked about it last week, and you was telling me this, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you're kind of like, I envy you right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure. So, would you like to? Is that something you're wanting to save for your channel, or what?
Well, I
Share?
uploaded a short on it, and at this very moment, I'm uploading the open box video.
All right.
So I picked up the new JXP 10 millimeter today.
Man,
Ooh.
that's awesome.
I got an inside on it from someone I know at an LGS, and actually had to request it from the back. And they're the only ones that have it in stock. They're it. I looked all online. I looked everywhere to order it in. Could not find one. Special order, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. Special order.
Well, you have no idea how many places I've called in the last few days and got online trying to find what you got. I mean, I was just like calling everybody I could think of, and so I'm excited for you, buddy.
Well, send me an email at reloadingfromthehotpot@gmail.com, and I'll tell you where I got it, because I don't want to flood them, because a lot of people are looking for them. I don't want to flood them, but I'll hook you up with where I got it.
Oh
And
man.
more than likely you can call and order it.
All right, that'd be awesome, buddy. I'd really appreciate that very much.
Happy to help you out, man. That's what we do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you should see the beautiful, beautiful holster belt that Mark Thomas made for me. It's oh my God, for my 45 long Colt, it's amazing. And he made it to fit me to a T.
Yeah, Mark is such a craftsman. I still need to get with him here. want a holster for my Smith and Wesson revolver, and so hopefully that'll be for too long. Oh, there you go. Jamie's got one hanging up in the background there.
Mine's never far from me.
And New York Outcast is on there. I don't know if anybody got to watch it, but they did a great show over there tonight, filling in for G23. G23 is in the hospital right now. I believe, is this right, Rob? He said he has an infection in his leg. So he actually was sending a few comments in there during the show. So it was a great show, and it was great that you did that, Rob, to fill in there. So anyway, Mark, what you been up to, buddy?
Oh, been staying busy. In fact, I feel a little bit bad. Talking about leather work, I've gotten quite behind on orders and things that people would like to have. Just haven't been able to get into the shop and have time to do. But just busy with work and busy with life. We had a real nice day today. We went to a competition for my son. There was they build a future city, and he was in the regional competition, and they took second place after the team that took first place in nationals last year. So we were quite proud of him. A great afternoon.
Yeah, that is great. I mean, like I talked to you earlier on the email. That's what he is saying, and I mean that's just that's great that at least they came in second, but so they always got next year, that they can, step up their game. And you said you had to get up really early in the morning, so I know you probably wore out. So I appreciate you jumping on.
Yeah, I'm going to stick around for a little bit, but I might bow out here in a while and hit the sack.
I totally understand that, buddy.
That's amazing that they got second place up against a national winner.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, they did great.
See, I'm going to put Rob up here. Yeah, so it was a problem with G23's leg. So
hope he's going to be okay.
I got to plug my computer in, or I'm going to be sitting here talking to a blank screen here in a few minutes.
Well, my uploading is at 99%, Hillbilly.
And you only got 30 minutes left.
We got Mrs. Hotshot out there. I think that might be the better half.
She's sitting on the couch behind me.
She's so cool.
Mm-hmm. R4 jumping in here. Hey, buddy.
To all y'all, you need to be thankful to the Lord for your better halves.
Oh, man, you got that right. Well, we got somebody else jumping on here.
Tim,
I want to say hi to Tim.
Evening, Tim.
What's happening, brother?
Howdy, Tim. You're muted.
Well, he had to get his picture uploaded there first.
Oh, yeah. Who is that guy?
I need to change my picture. Put it back to my logo. That's my 300 blackout.
Yeah, it was a sweet looking gun there too, buddy.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, I'm seriously. I don't have a 300 blackout, and that's something that after the High Point, something. I mean, that's one of the guns. Hopefully, I'm going to get in the near short future. So, Anyway, Tim, I see you found the unmute button, buddy. How you been?
Yeah, I've been sitting here talking the whole time. And you talk about rookie mistakes.
Yeah, I
Rookie
forgot to
mistake.
unmute myself when the show started, so I can't say nothing.
Yeah. It happens to the best of us, right?
Well, what you been up to, buddy?
Casting some lead today. Did a little bit of that. And that's it. Went to the mailbox.
Sounds like you've been busy.
We still there?
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah. Hang on. Oh, got dropped there for a second.
Well, pick yourself up back up.
I don't know if it's service or what. But anyway, while we're waiting on Tim there, I'm going to go through the side chat here and welcome a few people in here. Of course, we got Reloading from Hot Pot out there and in here. We got Lucy Loose, a great subscriber to my channel and great supporter. Has been for a long time. And so appreciate you jumping on here. Let's see, we got MacMan 039 Reloading. You got Jamie out there and in here. Yeah. 0858. How you doing? We got GGW Outdoors. We got the Garage Guy 879. We got the Fence Dad. New York Outcast. Mark Thomas out there and in here. Let's see who else we got. Mrs. Hotshot. Got R4 Mississippi Thunder. We got Woods there joining us. Woods, did you get your prize that you won last week or whatever? It was a Aegis gun kit. Hope you got that, buddy. It's sent out, so let me know. So I want to say hi to everybody and thanks for jumping on and the panel and everything. So I thought of a few things that we might talk about, a few questions, and Owen for sure. We kind of talked about the SHOT Show, and I know a lot of people's got some great videos on that and everything. So, I thought we might, kind of switch it up again a little bit. And I'm kind of doing this because, like, we've kind of got over the COVID deal a little bit and everything, and kind of watching the economy, start to pick back up. But then we run into things like the prices of eggs, and things like that. So anyway, that's kind of what I was wanting to talk about a little bit tonight. So since we've kind of had the COVID deal and everything, I know people's lives changed, and so has anybody like made changes in their lifestyle with all this going on? And then, with the economy the way it is, what personally, some things that you've done and maybe that you suggest to somebody, because you're like, okay, I started, my own garden, or, or started canning some foods, or, we decided just not to eat out as much, so, does anybody have any suggestions and kind of like what they've done that has helped you and your family out? So, New York Rob says eggs cost more than a wife lately. So, so anyway, Jamie, is there any changes you've made to you and your family, and like maybe something you want to suggest to people that would help them out?
First, I want to ask Outcast, number one, where are you buying eggs? Number two, where are you buying wives? Other than that, we started about 6 months ago making a conscious effort to get out of debt and stay out of debt. And I'm driving pieces of vehicles. About first of the month, my mortgage will be gone. So I'm looking forward to that. And at that point in time, we'll be focusing on medical bills. I've had some issues, and wife had a stroke back. This past November was a year ago. So we've got medical bills and credit cards stacked up from paying for our medical stuff. But one of the things we're trying to do is buy a little extra food and store it away and get out of debt and stay out of debt. And after that, you can do what you need to do. You know, it's a wonderful thing not to have to pay anybody anything.
Yeah, that is definitely something that is nice to have.
The Lord blessed me with 4 deer this season, so I've got that in the freezer. I'm fixing to pull some of it out and do some sausage and cube steak, and then the rest will be for the smoker. Storing food up. Of course, if you've got skills, if the world comes to an end, you can always barter. So if you can make ammunition, you can cast bullets and grow your own food and stuff like that, but mainly not to have to pay anybody anything. And I know Hillbilly probably knows more about this than I do, but the way the economy's going and the way I've got one 401k that's just a little 401k, and there's not much in it at all, but it's worth less than I put into it right now, and I'm really counting on the economy turning around and getting that back. But other than that, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and since I do trade stocks, people like you and others that have the 401k, it is turning around. We might see another small dip again, but there's at a point to where it's going to turn around. It's going to start gaining, and there are certain things if you have the option of looking at a major company, I'm just going to throw a few out there: Apple, Coca-Cola, just like some of your major ones. If you can see that their price is way down and you do have a little extra money, it's a good time to kind of add to, some of those. Not heavy, but, just kind of add to them a little bit. And, it looks like the economy, as far as stock market is, they have like things bound or like things in order to keep it from just absolutely crashing and going on down. So anyway, that's something that a lot of people don't know. And, so I hope that helps somebody out there that does have, 401k and just see it going down and down. So anyway, thanks, Jamie. I appreciate that. Those are all good answers. I mean, real good. So, Mr. Hot Pot, I
Yes,
see
sir.
your wife's answering a lot of stuff out there for you. She's like got a lot of good things going on there. I mean, she's putting you on a diet. She's trying to get you to buy chickens. I mean, you know. So, what do
I
you
have
have
no
to say about that, buddy?
Well, I have no problem with any of that. Let's see. Cut back on cost, eat less, lose some of that weight you've been wanting to get off anyways. It all works out. We just learned to go by the needs, not the wants now. For now, try to eat constructively, buy constructively. We belong to a Sam's Club, so we buy a lot of things in bulk now, to get discounts on them. Just trying to live within our means instead of normally I live by the seat of my pants, and what's in my pocket
Yeah.
what's in my pocket is not there long. Now I'm backing off on that a little bit, being more conservative.
Yeah. There's some of those things that, like, I know it seems like a few years ago when a lot of this happened, there's a lot of spending, and, and I include myself, and I should have been doing some more saving, instead of spending, but, it's time for us personally, me and my family, we have been for a little while just buckling down a little bit, tighten some of that spending up and everything. And it's made a difference. I mean, it definitely has. So,
Every little bit helps.
yeah. GGW says he's not giving up on Little Debbie's. I mean,
Well, at the Dollar General, you get those every day, pretty cheap. And they got the generic ones at Aldi's.
Those
Yeah.
are made in Chattanooga, Tennessee, about 70 miles from my house.
All right.
Oh, I couldn't live there. Oatmeal cream pies are just the bomb for me.
Them and Nutty Buddies, man, I could live off of.
Oh, Nutty Buddies.
So anyway, we lost Tim again there. I think he might be having internet problems. So anyway, so Mark, what do you have there that that you guys have done, and something you guys would suggest to others?
Well, like others, we've cut back on the spending. I have a real nice bargain outlet right nearby. I mean, within half-mile of my house for buying groceries. I try to stay out of the major grocery stores. I can cut that. By half shopping there, and we try not to eat more than we need to. I mean, just being good and conservative. I don't really buy much anything else. Unless I get a real good deal on a nice used firearm, I don't pass that up very often. But one of the nicest thing is we've completely gotten away from any of the mask restrictions. My son doesn't have to do it any of his activities. I don't have to do it at school anymore. And in fact, I haven't been able to grow a nice beard for 3 or 4 years. And this year, not having any mask restrictions, I was finally able to get a little something back on my chin. Because I don't know anybody else, but wearing a mask over top of this just is unpleasant.
I agree.
There's
New
Tim.
York Outhouse comment: reducing fast food intake can save you money too. Yes, we do not eat fast food. It's on a rare occasion we pull into a fast food place, and I've got to be super hungry and nowhere near anything else, and that's the only way I will do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I cook at home 99% of the time. We don't eat out.
yeah, we have for quite a while. We most usually ate at home. We don't get a lot of fast food. There's occasions every now and then that we have something going on at home. it's kind of more of a time deal. We will get something, but we do. We actually ended up getting like something from Cracker Barrel or something like that. That's a little to me a little better than just the McDonald's, but.
I think anything's better than McDonald's, including the gas station sushi.
Ooh.
Oof.
Had to go there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the tuna sandwiches.
Oh, the ones in the Wheel of Death. Ooh,
the roller grill.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
Gas station hot dogs.
Let me say something about New York Outcast comment about Starbucks, Dunkin'. Let me tell you something. Get yourself a nice French press. Go to Aldi's and get you some German specialty coffee in the red package, not the blue. And then splurge. And if you really want some nice coffee, buy the beans and get you a grinder and grind it yourself. I'm telling you, you will never want to go to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts for coffee ever again.
I have to agree with you on that.
here.
And if you store those beans right, they last a long time. The only thing I will say is beans is kind of like a Arm & Hammer baking soda type deal. Like, you stick that in your refrigerator to soak up the odors and all that stuff. Well, beans, if you put those in storage or something close to something else that has a flavor, those beans will actually soak up that flavor. And I don't know if there's a lot of people who know that, but I have a cafe and stuff, and we do coffees and all that. So I ended up having to kind of get a education on a lot of that stuff. But you're right. The grinders and stuff and the presses, you can really find some reasonable prices out there. They're not that expensive. So, Tim?
Yep.
What all have you been doing other than saving a little money on your internet?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Buying precious metals. Doing that. Now, we did a garden this year. We didn't get much out of it. The tomatoes went crazy. All the other stuff that we planted didn't really come out very good. We're going to try again next year in a different spot in our yard. What else? We really don't eat out much. If we do have like a splurge day or something like that, we may do it every once in a while. But we try not to eat out very much because that stuff is very expensive now. It's easy to spend $30 for 4 people, easy, at just any Taco Bell, McDonald's, Sonic, whatever. You're going to spend anywhere from $30 to $40 just one time. We try to look for stuff that's on sale, stuff like that. Bargain hunting, really. But honestly, with and I don't suggest this for anyone, but whenever I broke my foot, it put a halt to a lot of my gas usage because it's hard to press on that pedal when you're wearing an air cast. So yeah, that helped out a lot. Believe me.
Yeah, I bet it. I bet it was. I mean, uh, yeah, we try. That's one thing we try to do. Make our trips, count. If we gotta go to town at a certain place or whatever. We try to wait till we have a couple reasons to go there if we can. So, saving on fuel is definitely great. Well, anyway, Tommy Gunn jumped in there on the side chat and said, "Evening, gentlemen." And I assume he means ladies too. There, we got Mrs. Hot Pot on here. And also, I wanted to put out here if anybody would like to jump on the panel or whatever, here's the link to the stream. So,
Hillbilly, I'm going to jump off here for a second. I'm going to jump back on my laptop and get off my
Yeah, you
phone
bet,
because
buddy.
my video is live.
all right.
I'll be right back.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, breaking a foot is probably not the best thing, but you got to look for those little silver linings, I guess.
What did you do, Tim?
Well, I tell everybody that I was breaking OSHA laws. No, I was standing on a chair. Yeah, that's problem number one. Placing some smoke detectors in the house. Ours were like 10 years old, so I got rid of them. And yeah, that chair tipped. I come off the chair, foot landed wrong. It was all bad.
Ooh, it just sounds like it hurt.
It really did at the time.
Yeah, that's rough, buddy. Man, Miss Hotshot says Jamie and Mark look like twins.
Don't insult that fine young man like that.
Well, no, he is my brother from another mother.
There you go.
Give him another month with that beard, and we're really going to look a lot alike.
I hope so.
Yeah, we need to get some of you guys together, and you could do like a ZZ Top deal. I think we talked about that last night. But yeah, with Jamie and Kyle and Mark and Chris from 740. I mean, you guys got it going on there. As far as the garden goes, Tim, we found out like your soil's a lot, where you plant it, certain stuff. We always had great success around here with we grow a lot of tomatoes, but cucumbers, put them something up there so you can vine up. They always seem to grow great. Zucchini, there's a lots of vegetables that depend on what area you live in. And, sometimes, you can just go to the farmer's market and, kind of ask, if they're in your area, what do they have the best luck with growing? But yeah, even if you can't do a garden or whatever, you can go to some of these farmers markets and stuff. And if you want to get into canning foods, then you can literally purchase your stuff there for a pretty reasonable price and do some canning at home. And there's lots of stuff you can actually do with just water bath, system other than having to use a pressure canner. So, it's something that a person's interested in. There's all kinds of information out there. I mean, like for us, for instance, with our tomatoes, we get a lot of them. And we ended up peeling tomatoes, taking the seeds out, dicing them up, and just putting them in freezer bags and throwing them in the freezer. And then we set them. I think we do like 2 cups at a time in each freezer bag. So when we're making chili or any soup to the winter, we can just take them right out of the freezer and put them in there. And so that's always something that's really nice to have in the wintertime.
Yeah, we had some tomatoes that we had planted years ago come back, and
wow.
they went crazy. I mean, they were popping out little tomatoes left and right. But our cucumbers did okay. But really, after it got hot this summer, they started kind of dying out. They wouldn't really produce. Yeah. I threw some corn out, but it was late in the season. It took off and started out nice, but after a while, it just kind of died out. Like I said, it was too late in the season for it. So I'm going to try that again. I mean, corn, tomatoes, cucumbers, beans, stuff like that. We're going to try some of that.
Yeah, and a suggestion is plant your corn quite a ways away from the rest of your garden.
Yeah.
Because of bugs. That's what I've always been told, to try to do that. We ended up actually on our cucumbers, we ended up finally planting them in a spot to where they had morning shade or morning sun, and then shade all, afternoon and evening. And that helped get a longer life out of them. So, Miss Hop, bring on the trolls. She'll get them. She's a moderator.
She'll get them for you.
You betcha.
No, everything's good, man. Planting gardens, being more economical. Through the wintertime, my business slows down. I'm self-employed, so I got a job at a reloading supply, and so it's like 10 minutes from my house. I can fill the tank in my car, and I can go to work 3 weeks on the gas. So it's really economical for me, ways.
Yeah, that always helps out a lot right there. Rob says, anytime anybody gave him a wrench, they wanted him to fix his toilet.
Get the plunger, buddy.
Don't sell the Z28, Ms. Hotshot.
Yeah, that's something to hang on to right there. Definitely. But as far as stuff that we've done personally, we've been kind of doing this for a while. We ended up switching all of our light bulbs inside and outside to LED lights, and the outside ones, which I like. There's some of my lights outside I like to have on, at night, and actually found some LED bulbs that are dusk to dark, and so it's nice to use those because that way, in case I forget to shut them off in the morning or something like that, that's always been helpful. And we've actually knocked our electric bill down, believe it or not, by, I want to say, at least $70 to $80 a month once we got all those switched over. But also, like I said, I have lights outside, so I may have more lights around here than a lot of people do. But that's one thing that we've done. we've kind of stopped eating out, completely. I think I talked about that. Man, try not to buy what we, what we don't need. So anyway, a lot of everything you guys are saying, that's been, pretty much same with me and my wife, and so anyway, this kind of I thought, well, since we're going to talk about this here. It's kind of along the same subject, but I thought people might have opinions on this that might help people. Do you do any type of prepping as far as storing, for the your ammunition, your foods, any of that type of stuff? So anyway, Jamie, do you guys do any type of prepping, kind of other than what you probably already had said? But is there anything that you do, or is there something like you think, well, maybe I really should do this, but I haven't done it, and I really need to kind of start putting this back or something like that?
Yes, food. It's hard to get a grasp on how to go about stockpiling foodstuffs. I know you can buy stuff like flour and sugar and rice will pretty much last forever. But how long is cornmeal and flour and sugar and that kind of stuff? How long is it good? Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, and that's one of the things that's holding us up. I think that, and just general finances in general. But you can get the freeze dried stuff, and I plan on buying some of that. That stuff's supposed to last pretty much indefinitely. But yeah, New York Outcast says unless it's for more beer, I'm like, we're Baptists. We don't really drink at all. We're kind of abstinent from that. But my son he wants to learn to make beer. So that's something that may be in our future as far as just, not that I would do any of that or anything like that, but just help him get started. And these type things are skills that are nice to know. Not that you have to make that your lifestyle, particularly if you're active in a church or parachurch organizations or anything like that. But when and if civilization as we know it was to collapse, all of these skills that you have are bartering tools, and they will get you what you need. Buy lots of ammo cans. Even if you don't fill them up with ammo cans, they're great for storing stuff moisture free. But that's where we're at. I kind of need to do research as to how to go about doing it. We want to do that. We want to stockpile foodstuffs.
Yeah. Something that we kind of do, since you're on that a little bit, we try to keep a pretty full pantry, supply of, canned goods, like you said, sugar, flour, and stuff. But we're constantly rotate them, so as we, use them, we, make sure we rotate everything, the new stuff to the back and the older stuff to the front. And so actually it's when times kind of hit us, and maybe it's just a week or 2 weeks or something that we might be a little short on money or need to save a little money. It's nice to know that we don't have to go buy any, canned vegetables or something, or sugar or something, because we have some put back. And the those food supply deals, like he's talking about, those that's something I really need to buy more of. They say it'll last 25 years, I believe, on some of those. A lot of them 10 plus years. So if anybody has any information on that, I'd be happy to learn some more about that too.
I tend to try to shy away from that prepared stuff. You buy 5 gallon buckets full of food, but it doesn't come on packaged in stuff that you can do in meals. It comes in like bulk packages that you're still going to have to preserve it after you've opened it and used it for a meal or two. And I don't know if that's something's going to fit for the 3 people in my household. What we tend to do, I have a sort of a pantry upstairs that we work from. When you need a can of canned tomatoes or a can of corn, you go in there and grab that. And then downstairs, there's another little closet that serves as a storage pantry. And I will pick up things when I can, on sale, and keep those downstairs. And I do have some dried beans and some rice and some flour, some of the staples. But as those get, a year or so old, we'll bring them upstairs to the working pantry and use them out of there and replenish the storage. But I'm not going to really try to keep too much on hand for that many days. I mean, if things really go sideways, I'm going to rely on my skills of being able to go out there and hunt and gather. And I may not be staying in one place if things go bad. We don't have enough yard space to do a garden. I would love to. In fact, I grew up that way. I just finished, not finished, but I'm teaching my unit on World War I, and that taught a lot of people to be more self-sufficient and plant their own gardens and take care of things. And I relate the stories of when I was a kid. We had a family garden, not just my family, but my aunts and uncles and cousins. We had an extended family garden, and we did canning and freezing and drying that, enough food that would really, honest to goodness, last a full year. We had a root cellar dug underneath the front porch that we could keep, 50 or 60 pounds of potatoes.
Yeah.
There was probably 30 pounds of carrots down there. We did make, wine and kept that. There was a grape arbor. And it'd be a wonderful thing to do. Just the conditions I'm living in, that doesn't allow for it. So I'm going to prepare what I need. But if things really get bad, I might not be staying right here. I might be looking to move somewhere else.
Yeah. That's something that could be, if you live in a city or something like that, you like you said, you might be maybe planning on getting somewhere a little different, maybe a little safer. And we have grown. Over the years I've been curious. So there is vegetables that we just grown in, bigger pots and stuff like that, to try that to see if it works and stuff. And so we've had, some pretty good luck growing, in our garden and in pots and stuff like that. So, if you don't have enough room, at least on something like, just some cucumbers or zucchini. I mean, one zucchini plant in a 10-gallon bucket or something like that, it'll make quite a few zucchini, throughout the summer. And that's something else we did. We'd shred it and put it back in the freezer in freezer bags. And then we can make a zucchini cake, a lot of stuff, from that. That's just another thing that worked for us. The food deals now the one I've been looking at, even though it's a big container, it has little packets of different meals. So like one might be I'm just gonna macaroni and cheese or something, and one might be something and rice and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I was looking to maybe buy some of. And my family, is pretty big just from my kids and grandkids. I mean, so, that's something else that even though I know I've always on their butt to make sure you got canned foods put back and, stuff like that, I still want to be able to be prepared enough that I can help them, some, friends and neighbors and stuff like that. So that's part of what we've been doing. All right, Hot Pot, what do you got to say about any of this?
Well, if something actually really went down, would you really have any friends or neighbors? Really? Because now they become suspect for everything when something like that happens. I grew up, my family always had gardens, canned everything, did the cucumbers up the vines, zucchini, squash, lettuce, carrots. I mean, you name it. We had nice gardens growing up. I have not had a garden for some years, but the house I live in now does have a nice backyard. So next year I'm planning on a nice garden and getting back to the canning that I grew up doing and was taught to do, still know how to do, just do not do it at the moment. But, it's the one thing I don't hear anybody say when, I do a little prepping. One thing I don't hear anybody say is spices, flavorings, additives. Because if you're going to eat beans for the next month, don't you want something else in those beans to some kind of flavor?
Salt and pepper at least, huh?
Well, not just salt and pepper. What about some chili powder, taco seasoning, Tabasco sauce?
Yeah.
Things of these natures. Beef stew mix. I mean, you put that in a pot of beans, you think you're eating large on a hunk of meat. So when I do anything like that, I always make sure to get spices and flavorings too to add with those things. If I've got to eat beans and rice for a long time, I don't want just plain old white rice and beans.
That is true.
Salt and pepper is good for a minute, but man, there's some taco seasoning in there and live large for a day.
Yeah, and I think you're exactly right on that. That's something that people don't think about, is like, yeah, I got, a bunch of rice, but, or whatever, but how's this going to taste, especially if you have kids? They're probably going to turn up their nose for a little while anyhow, but at least if you have some seasoning and stuff like that, it's going to make it a little better. No doubt about that. I understand what you're saying about if things went south, but kind of more in what I've been thinking of is like, just for instance, like when we had the pandemic, and some shelves were bare, kind of being prepared for stuff like that even. I know a lot of people, had to race and try to stock up on stuff. And so if we're prepared, then, we might not have to go out and spend that money or try to, pay inflated prices for that's going to come down hopefully in a short time. So
well, when all that pandemic stuff, the Kung Flu kicked our butts, I already had plenty, so there was no need to go to the store.
Yeah.
I didn't bother with it. I left the mongrels to themselves.
Yeah, and that that's one thing that's nice about being prepared about certain things like that is when something like that does happen, you're not having to get um, worry about you and your family having to deal with some of that stuff. Just because we buy in bulk most usually anyhow, even the toilet paper was not an issue with like most me, my kids, and their families and stuff like that because um, just for the reason that I've always tried to teach them, to have that little extra put back, in case you need it. And when I say stuff like that, it's like I explained to them, it's like stuff that you're going to be using anyhow. In the near future or whatever, it's not going to go bad. You might as well, you know, have a bulk of it to a certain extent, so things like that don't happen. And I think once the pandemic hit, they kind of realized what I was talking about and really doing a lot better job even now.
Yeah, if you don't, look, I was stocked up on TP when all that hit. So I just think, if you're not stocked up on TP, you got a problem anyways, or you're Amish.
Well, I just remember back in my day when I was younger, we had so much toilet paper and eggs that we'd throw that at our enemy's house.
Yep, I want to welcome Kyle on here. How you doing,
Thanks,
buddy?
Kyle.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are y'all?
Great.
You know what, Kyle?
No, I don't know what.
Those were the days.
I just got back from playing guitar with a friend of mine at his house, and I can't feel my fingers.
Them calluses kind of wear down a little bit. You got to build them back up.
Oh, I got to build them back up, brother. It's been a minute. Woo.
Yeah,
I ain't even
I'm
gonna lie.
afraid if I started playing right now, my fingers would probably start bleeding. Been so
I ain't
long.
even gonna lie. It's been a minute, and man, I'm hurting. And all we were doing was sitting on his couch and shooting the shit, just playing guitar. Oh my god, it's been a minute. I'm going to a family member's house next weekend, and he's got a recording studio. And I used to play guitar a lot, and he's had me up there several times. I've been on several different records and stuff they've cut, and I'm going back up there for the first time in 15 years. So I got to start practicing a little bit. So I'm beating around on a old acoustic that I've got. I'm gonna go up there and lay down some stuff on. I'm gonna take like 4 electrics with me and 3 acoustics, and he's got all kinds of stuff there. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. But yeah, I got to get practice before I get up there.
I gotta start playing again. I hadn't played in 20 years.
Oh, that's crap! You played in my living room the other night.
That wasn't playing, Kyle. That was trying to learn how to chord again.
You were just trying to make sure it was in tune.
Hey, I've got band practice tomorrow night. So I play drums and just now getting back into it after years off. Same guys.
Yeah. I took a lot. Once I had children, I used to spend every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night out in a bar somewhere playing music and getting paid decent money for it.
Yeah.
Then I quit because I was trying to raise a family, and now that my kids are 20 years old, it's time to start back up. So we're putting a band back together.
I got
Y'all
lured.
know. Go ahead, Gene. I'm sorry.
I got lured. A friend of mine bought another friend of mine's fabulous drum kit, and then called me and said, "Hey, man, you want to come over and jam a little bit?" And I was like, I don't know." He's like, "I've got that kit," and I said, "I'll be right there." Sorry, Jamie.
My stepson's a drummer. He likes Ludwig, and you know I can't stand cymbals. I'm at the point in my life where, but in context they're great, but just hear somebody banging on a cymbal makes me want to take the stick away from them and fill in the blank. There's something I really want to learn to play. Can y'all guess what it is?
A didgeridoo.
A heart,
Yeah.
Dulcimer?
No.
a tater bug.
Banjo.
A banjo, yeah.
See that grin on Hillbilly's face? You can't say banjo and not have a smile on your face. It's just impossible.
I have
Yeah.
been wanting to grab a banjo and start playing with it for a long time, probably for 25 years, and just never have mustered it up to do it. I love going to bluegrass festivals and that kind of stuff. I mean, they're playing them all the time.
Yeah, they have up here at our Mercy Saddle Club. They have a bluegrass festival twice a year.
I was gonna say in our
wow.
neck of the woods, they got bluegrass festivals dang near every weekend. Just depends on how far you want to drive to go listen to it.
Yeah.
Oh Lord!
Believe it or not, we actually have those in Ohio too. I know we're the
You have
armpit
got
of
to be
America,
kidding.
but the armpit does deserve some good bluegrass.
The good old armpit.
A friend of mine, he does play the banjo, or banger, is what he calls it. Plays
The
the banjo.
banjo.
But a few of them in my area, it's been a couple of years ago, they all got together and they recorded a CD album or whatever, and they did it all old school with the one mic where they stepped up the play the lead and backed off, and then same way with the singing, and
Oh, yeah.
it just turned out phenomenal. I mean, it was so good.
Well, I mean, they've been doing that for 100 years. That's
Yeah,
probably the best way it works.
exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything like that come next weekend. We're just going up there and we might record some stuff, but we're just going to sit around and have fun. It's been a minute since I've seen my uncle, so he lives close enough that I can just shoot up there and have a nice 3-day weekend.
There you go.
That sounds like a good time. My band practices are usually just us getting together, breaking bread, having a good dinner, going out in the garage, and just jamming together on whatever comes up.
Yes, sir.
Those are always
that's kind
fun.
of what I'm hoping is going to happen. He's a beach bum by nature, and I'm hoping there's going to be a cooler full of raw oysters there.
There you go.
It is shocking how good a banjo player Steve Martin is.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God! He's sitting there with an arrow on his head, his little arrow thing, and he's just laying it down. I mean, like a
know.
boss. And you're like, good Lord. But he's still just the jerk.
I've seen that video. He's up there playing with, Earl Scruggs.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you see him playing with Earl Scruggs and Marty Stewart and Yeah, all them boys on the Foggy Mountain breakdown.
I did. I
Oh
did.
man, that's some good stuff right there.
Have
Yeah,
have you ever seen Will Ferrell play the drums?
No.
I did once when he's challenged the Red Hot Chili Pepper drummer to a drum challenge or whatever. And he
I saw
actually
him once on Saturday Night Live where he tried to. maybe he was just playing around, but but yeah, that's the thing about Steve Martin, man. He is one heck of a banjo player. Good God. He'll sit there and give Earl Scruggs a run for his money.
Not really, but yeah, it looks like
I mean, it's good enough.
yeah,
It's way better than I can do.
he's good enough to play with Earl Scruggs on TV. Now, if you
Right.
wanted to, you know, no, he's no Earl Scruggs, but he is a better than average banjo player. And Ms. Hotshot Striper or metal Christian rock is not something I would be into. So I wouldn't know the answer to that question.
What was your question? I can't see it. I don't have the chat pulled up.
So is Striper best metal Christian rock band ever?
I don't know about that. I like Skillet. I don't even know if they're still doing their thing, but I've seen a lot of rock and metal Christian bands down there at the mall, Jamie, at First Baptist Church of Woodstock. They call it the mall because it's like on 700 acres or something.
Yeah, I've been to that church.
It's a extremely large church, and they do a lot of rock concerts and something like that. I've seen several Christian bands there, and I'm telling you, I was impressed with a few of them.
Skillet is really great, but there's one heavy metal band that most people, almost all people, do not realize is actually a Christian metal band, and that's Avenged Sevenfold.
Really?
Yes, you read their lyrics and you listen to their words, man. And it's the majority of their songs are about Christianity and gain and loss.
I never would have put them in that category.
No, people do not, because they don't bother to read the lyrics.
Well,
when you start reading the lyrics and start listening to it, you get it. They've got a song about Babylon, the fall of Babylon.
Yeah. I've listened to a lot of their music, and I like it, but I would have never put them in that category. Weird.
They're not officially in that category, but when you listen to their music, that's what they spread the word, just like Skillet does.
Right. It weirded me out when I was at a huge church with an outdoor auditorium, and everybody's sitting around with a cast iron skillet. I'm like, this could either be really good or really bad. And thankfully, it was really good.
Garage Guy, I think I have. I heard a bluegrass band play Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh yeah, man. There's bluegrass bands all over the place that play all kinds of stuff.
Tommy Gunn plays bagpipes.
Now I like bagpipes.
That is cool.
Every time I hear bagpipes, I get sad.
Well, they played them in an AC/DC song a few times.
Yeah, but I get sad. It just the only time I'm used to hearing bagpipes, because I'm not Scottish, is at funerals and stuff like that. And every time I hear them, I just get sad. I don't care what they're playing. They could be playing Happy Birthday, and I'll be sad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, my friends, my goal was to try to stick it out for an hour, and I've been around about that much. I'm flagging. So
Well, thanks a lot,
gonna
Mark. We
say
appreciate you
goodnight.
jumping on here, buddy.
Wish y'all a good evening. Take care. Thank you.
You too, Mark.
I'm
Have a
Mark.
good weekend, buddy.
Good night, brother. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not far behind him. It's 20 after 11. I got to be up at 7.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry I'm so late, but I've been over to Buddy's house and just turning my fingers into hamburger meat, and we had a good time.
Well,
Man, I love that show, Justified. Have y'all seen it?
I have not seen it yet.
It's 7 seasons long,
Oh, okay.
and I'm going to binge it. I think you have to pay for that one because it's really good. Timothy Olyphant, is that how you say his name? He plays I think he's an FBI agent
Okay.
in Kentucky. So
Oh Lord.
That sounds interesting. No doubt.
In Kentucky, hell yeah, let's do it.
it's about people that we come in contact with every day. I mean, seriously. Living where you live, living where I live, we get, yeah, y'all know. But yeah, it's interesting.
Well, living where I live, Shameless is a better series to watch for me.
Well, there you go. Now, he's a U.S. Marshal, I think. So you kind of like get the vibe of the old West Marshals, but it's modern day. It's a cool show. You got to watch it if you ain't seen it. But talking about Christian music, Ms. Hotshot, I grew up listening to Southern gospel, country style. And some of those bands, let's see, I know Kyle, I know them. The Happy Goodman Family, the Florida Boys, the Inspirations, those kind of people.
Oh yeah.
Anybody ever heard of any of those?
No, sir.
Come on, man.
I gotta look that one up. It's Hot Shot.
I'm trying to find something for all of y'all to go to sleep to. It's a comedian that usually does his gigs on cruise ships, but he was so funny. Me and Angel were laughing like crazy at it. He's got a special on YouTube. I was laughing so hard my stomach was hurting. I was like, "You got to turn this off." It was one of them kind of guys.
Yeah, it's Garage Guy nailed it. He's coming back from one more season, man. I gotta see that. I hope they don't kill him off at the end. He was Deputy U.S. Marshal in Harlan County, Kentucky.
Oh Lord.
And you should go find Patty Lovelace's. I think the name of the song is "You'll Never Leave Harlan County." Yeah, that's a tough life up there. Anyway, guys, I need to get off of here and go hit the sack.
Jamie, I sure appreciate you jumping on this evening.
You get a double thumbs up, buddy. Good work. Keep it up.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you jumping on. I know you said that you had to get up early. So, anyway, I appreciate you getting on for as long as you did and everything. You want any closing remarks there? You want to say about anything you got coming up, or?
Well, yeah, I'm going to be doing I got two videos in my mind. One is going to be on this double barrel shotgun, the Coach gun, that Gene helped me with. We're going to take a closer look at that. And MCK gave me one of the antique casting pots, and I'm going to do a video about getting it ready to run again. But it's not in bad shape. There'll be a whole lot to it. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we're going to hook it up to we'll straight wire the thermostat and hook it up to a PID controller and control it digitally.
Oh, that'd be nice.
We're going to we can, because it has the cast iron pot, we can use it for zinc if we want. So that one will never be a dedicated zinc pot. You know, there's always going to be lead going through it, but it'll get scrubbed out good between the transfers. But
Yeah.
yeah. But that's what I got working on, and y'all know we do reloading and stuff on Friday nights at 8:00 on Georgia Shooting Connection. And Woods, I can't wait for you to see this video. I hope you get over there and watch it. Hopefully, have it out in a week or two. There's
Well,
gonna be
excited to watch it.
gonna be a lot going on that.
I was going to say, Jamie, you got to make it first.
Yeah, I do, but I got to figure I'm going to show what I'm going to show, because I want to show a total disassembly and reassembly. Well, not total, but no, we won't be doing that. Good night, guys. Y'all have a good weekend and a great week coming up.
You too, Jamie. Thank you very much for jumping on tonight.
Good night.
Well,
brother.
thank you for having me. Thank you for the link. Thanks for the invite.
You betcha. Anytime.
Not
All
brother.
right. Good night, guys.
Good night, sir.
Man,
What I was going to trickle down, and Gene, you and Mrs. Hot Shop will appreciate the crap out of this. Search Dale Jones, comedian, on YouTube.
Let me get a post-it note and write that down.
It is it's I have a prescription is the name of his comic special. Man, Hillbilly, I ain't even about to lie. My stomach was hurting. I was laughing so hard. This guy's an idiot. He is a straight up genius idiot. I mean, you know, if you can appreciate that. Oh man.
Well, you haven't met me in person yet, Kyle. So
no, I haven't, and I plan on remedying that very soon.
yeah, he's waiting on a Scotsman to get a hold of a range. If he doesn't do it soon, we got to start making some plans.
Oh, I hear bagpipes. Son of a man. Oh, well, how's everybody else doing tonight?
We're doing great, buddy.
I went over to a friend of mine's house, and he's wanting me to play guitar with him and stuff like that on some of his shows, and we went over there and practiced around with some stuff, and I'm just getting home, so I'm sorry I'm late.
I had no problem, buddy. Late's better than never, you know.
Now, I appreciate the invite. I really do.
Yeah, man. Thank you for jumping on. So we went over a couple topics before you got on here, and so we'll let you kind of give your 2 cents worth.
What you
And
got?
basically, there was two of them. So since like the pandemic and then the economy and stuff like that, kind of what changes have you and your family made to kind of get through the bad economy and things like that. And then also the second one was do you like do any prepping for food or bartering items, stuff like that.
Well, those
Um,
both kind of go kind of hand in hand.
yeah, you bet. So
Um,
anyway, any suggestions for people, what you do and maybe something you suggest to other people?
I've got every time I go to the grocery store, uh, I buy at least a 1 pound bag or a 2 pound bag of beans and rice and stuff like that. I don't throw away anything. If I cook a ham, I save the ham bone. I freeze it, put it in Mylar bags, along with I put all the rice and beans and stuff in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers and all that stuff. And I've always been that way. And we've we've had to actually we didn't have to. We started rotating through our stock because I got dates wrote on everything, and some of them that are getting a little bit older. Which I mean, beans and rice is it's not that big a deal as long as they're sealed up. But like we got stuff in the deep freezer in the basement that I mean, ham bones, uh, meat trimmings, like from when we process our uh, deer or our pork or something like that. Um, and of course, I got some beef fat and pork fat from the butcher shop and stuff like that that I used to make sausage with. But uh, we've always been kind of a preserve and put up and save it for a rainy day kind of household. You can't never go wrong with that. Um, I, 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 I don't know, man. We busted into our frozen spaghetti sauce the other day, so save everything you can save. I mean, don't throw anything away. It's almost like what your grandparents or great grandparents would tell you about the Great Depression.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you don't throw anything away.
No.
Um, and I've always been that way. And my God, I'm not paying $8 for 12 chicken eggs. I'm not doing it. I'm not
Well,
doing it.
well, Kyle, that's one of my pet peeves. Always has been is do not waste food. Do not order any more than you're going to eat. Do not make more than you're going to eat unless you're going to freeze it. Like you're going to make chili or something like that. You're going to freeze a pot of it. That's fine, but don't put it in the fridge and let it rot.
Yeah, there's a lot of starving people in China.
Those starving.
There's a lot of starving people here now.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome on, Pat.
Well, thanks for having me on tonight. I finally got finally got to get on tonight after all the kid sickness and everything. But no, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you bet, buddy. Thanks for hopping on. Kyle, kind of what you was talking about. I mean, that's kind of the way of life of a hillbilly and a lot of rednecks. I mean, like grow up. I mean, that's why. I mean, I assume that's why we eat ham and beans and chicken and dumplings. Meatloaf. Stuff that I've grown up on that I know a lot of people has, and it's just to stretch those meals to not have anything go to waste. I mean, like I remember like my grandmother and stuff, telling me, some stories about how beef, even though like they raised some cattle and of course they had a milking cow and all that stuff, but basically they ate more like goat and stuff like that because the cows were too expensive. Like they had them to sell or whatever the case might be, and of course they would eat slaughter a cow or pig or whatever for freezers and stuff. One thing that she always said was big, and I know so many you go past a lot of these whole farmhouses or homesteads, you always see orchards. That's something else I forgot to say earlier. We have apple trees and some peach trees. My grandmother told me that so in the summer they would take apples, peaches, stuff like that, and they'd lay a blanket or a sheet basically out on the roof of the cellar. They were most usually concrete or whatever sticking up out of the ground or whatever, different designs, but they would slice these up and they'd lay them out there to let them dry.
Yeah, it's a homestead
Dehydrate. And so in the winter, when they wanted an apple pie or whatever, they would soak them in water and then use them, back into an apple pie or whatever, because back then, they didn't like the way it was here. We didn't have suppliers coming in and out all the time, back in the day. So you can just run to the grocery store and buy, vegetables and fruits that's out of season. You just couldn't do it. And so I'm very fortunate that, my grandparents have taught us a lot, with stuff like that and kind of how not to be wasteful on, certain things. And and he's talking about $8 for, a dozen eggs or whatever. I mean, I remember I hated giving $8 for a hen, and so yeah, times have just changed, and the last 5 years, or so.
I
especially.
remember growing up with my grandparents. The hen that quit laying the eggs, that was Sunday dinner.
Exactly.
I'd have to go out there and chase her down and take care of the dirty work. And then my grandmother would cook it after I got it all cleaned and everything, because she knew what to do with the seasonings and this, that, and the other. I was not a cook when I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
I had no clue what was going on. I just know go get that hen and take care of it. And that was Sunday dinner. And it wasn't all the time with my grandparents, but I like I say, I wasn't raised by my grandparents. My parents were here, but they had the what do you call it? The normalcies of life as we have come to know it. And my grandfather taught me to grow up. You want chicken, get you a chicken. And so,
and like when I had a lot more chickens and rooster or hens and roosters than I have in the past than I do now. And so we would go ahead and breed, let the hens, hatch. Certain mama hens were really good. So I let them go ahead and hatch their eggs, while others, that we was taking to eat. And so, you end up with like roosters, you can't have, too many roosters. And so those ones that were just real pain in the butt,
Yeah.
those were the ones that took
ornery
the trip
ones.
to the woodshed.
The ornery ones.
Yeah. I mean, wanted to flog you every time you get close.
Yeah.
That
Flog me
didn't cut
once.
it around here.
Flog me once. You're dinner tonight.
Yeah. I just also want to let people know there's like different things. So you think, oh my goodness, I wouldn't know the first thing, about, cooking a chicken, having to pluck it, and all that stuff. But, I have deer hunted before, or I've, squirrel hunted, or, cleaned a rabbit, or whatever the case might be. You can, I mean, this is literally what I did because I like doing it this way. We must usually pulled the skin off chicken anyhow when we go to eat chicken. We take the skin off because of the fattening part of it. So you can literally hang a chicken up and skin it just like you would a deer. And you don't have to go through that process of plucking it and everything. So there's lots of different ways out there, now that we have Google and YouTube, and which, I mean, I don't think YouTube's going to show a video of somebody skinning a
There's
chicken.
hundreds of
But
ways on how to clean a chicken.
yeah. So if you think something might be too tough, or, I don't have a yard big enough really to do a garden, there's so many alternative ways out there. Pretty much you can do it no matter what. I mean, really you can. There's so much different information out there that works.
It's all
It's really
about
good
if you-
information.
If you have the will, there is a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Exactly.
got that right.
If you mean it. I mean, I've had gardens in kiddie pools. Drill some holes in the bottom of the kiddie pools, fill them up with good soil and all that stuff. Plant your plants, and just have some kiddie pools lying around. And that I've grown peppers and tomatoes that way for years, and never had a problem.
What about those hanging gardens, like those potato plants, things like that?
Oh, upside down 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah.
I hadn't had a whole lot of luck with them, but I'm not opposed to them.
Yeah, we tried to hang in tomatoes a couple of years actually, and like the little videos you've seen, like the tomatoes just grow down, the vines and everything. Well, for me, it didn't work that way because they start growing and they turn back up towards the sun, and when you got a nice heavy tomato on it, it just bend over and break the stem on the tomato plant. So we didn't have a whole lot of luck with the upside down tomato plants. But I'm sure there's a lot of stuff you can. We grew actually when Tim was talking about corn earlier. Since I have been in excavating business and stuff, I took some old backhoe tires, cut them around, split them in half, laid those open, filled those up with dirt, and planting corn and stuff in them.
You
I've
are
took,
the utmost YouTube redneck. Just use excavator tires as flower beds.
You betcha. I took a boat dock styrofoam, those insulated. Now they're like they're encapsulated foam, so they had a black plastic, around them. And I've cut the top off of them. I took the styrofoam out. I've used those for planters, and then I've took a chainsaw and cut out the whole center of the styrofoam, filled that up with dirt, and that did really good because when it rained and everything, it was above ground, that styrofoam would help soak up water, and so they didn't dry out. I mean, those did really good. So there's a lots of different ways. I mean, there's probably stuff people has around that you could, plant, some decent, vegetables or whatever in.
There's ways, if people are creative, there's ways for you to be self-sufficient. It's just how far are you willing to go?
Very true.
Yeah, that's why I put out that little short video about save the world, marry a hillbilly or redneck.
You can take a patch of garden that's never been a garden, and you can go crappie fishing, throw all your fish guts and all that stuff in there, and turn it all up under with a hoe and a rake and whatever. Let it sit there for a little bit. Then you can plant some veggies in there, and it's a natural fertilizer.
Yeah.
And you'll probably have a really good harvest out of it. But it's putting in the time to and the work to start it from scratch. I mean, a garden takes a lot of dang work. I don't care who you are or it takes a lot of damn work.
I would say, I'd just say it takes a lot of attention. You got to pay attention to it.
Yep.
Well, you can call it attention until you quit paying attention. Then it becomes work.
Yep.
And that's
Exactly.
why I've gone to more. We went to more raised gardening beds,
Right.
because as we get older, it's getting a little harder to get down on the ground and weed and stuff like that.
Oh, what are you
And-
saying? You got a bad back?
But
Join the
I
club.
tell
We
you-
got t-shirts.
yeah, and that's part of it is you got to keep the grass and everything out of there. But with the raised beds, it just was easier to pick stuff, easier to keep it
is
weeded and
easier.
everything.
It is. That's like the kiddie pools. It acts like a raised bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Hillbilly, I'm going to get off here. It's way past my bedtime in the armpit of America here.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it, man. I'm looking so forward to seeing your video on your new item you got. Man,
Shoot me an
Oh, no.
email and I will share the love.
New item.
I will, buddy.
New item.
So you said it was reloading the hot pot
Reloading from the hot pot at gmail.com.
Gmail. Okay.
All
I will
lowercase,
do
all
that.
together. I'm simple.
All right.
Or
yeah.
you could just call him at 504.
Hey, everybody have a great night. Thanks for having me on. I got new videos that's on right now, actually, and I got some more coming up this next week. So stay tuned and always remember to keep blowing the smoke.
All right, buddy. As soon as we get through this live, I'm jumping over there and watching it. So
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. You have a good evening.
Not
See you,
everybody.
buddy. Yeah, Casey there in the side chat says he likes to use a compost bin. They empty the compost all over the garden in the fall and spring to feed the beneficial microorganisms in the soil, and that's 100% true. We have a compost bin, and you can just do easy research because things that you're going to throw in the trash anyway, eggshells are great for your compost bin. Some ash out of your wood stove.
Your celery heads.
Your celery
Yep.
head.
You cut up the celery and all that stuff. If you don't use the leaves and whatever you're doing for flavor, throw that in there. Carrots, carrot tops, carrot bottoms, cucumber tops, cucumber bottoms.
Yep.
I
And
mean-
coffee grounds.
Yep.
Coffee grounds make really good compost too.
Yes, 100%. And so there's, and what's great about now with the internet and everything, there's so much information out there for us, whereas, before there wasn't. And so,
Well, the thing about it is, everybody needs to already know this information, because what happens if tomorrow the internet gets turned off?
good night,
Are you-
Tommy.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
know? You gonna know how to do anything?
Exactly.
And
Actually, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, buddy. I was just saying that I've literally bought some books that I have put back. A lot of stuff in there I know, but if things like that happen, then I do have a reference, that I can go back in and look and learn some more stuff. And so I think it's great
knowledge
to
is
have.
always power. Knowledge is always power. I don't care
Yeah.
what you're
Yep.
doing. I don't care what you're doing.
Sorry
Yep.
to cut you off there, Pat. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. No, back when my grandma and grandpa, my mom and dad live on the same land where he grew up. He's still living in the same house that he grew up in, and they always had big gardens and stuff out there. My grandma and my grandpa used to keep detailed records on what for fertilizer and everything that they used to put out on their gardens. And and to this day, I'm lucky enough, I'm a sixth generation farmer and rancher. They said some of the best fertilizer that you could get was about 2 to 3 year old fertilizer sitting, nothing new added on top. Go up there, dig it out, put it straight into your garden. And man, I did that the first year that, it's probably been 6-7 years ago. I started planting potatoes, and I put that down and tilled it up and put it right into the ground. I had potatoes about the size of my head, and I wear a 7 5/8 brim Stetson. I ain't kidding you. And
Man, he's like me, a waterhead.
yep, exactly. I'm a waterhead. you damn tootin' right there.
Potato head, man. That's some
Well,
great
but,
potatoes right
but
there.
you gotta alternate it a little bit.
Yep.
You can start
Yep.
out with that, then next year go with, and trust me, I've shoveled my share of horse shit.
Yep.
And literally in a garden. You alternate it around, and then the next year you'd go with cow manure. Then you'd go with, I don't know, grass clippings. Cut up your corn stalks.
Yep.
Run your snapper over the corn maze and have all that and till all that in. That's a lot of nitrogen right there. But,
Yep.
yeah, you can't go wrong with horse shit.
No.
I'm
No.
Talking about
the
grass clippings.
politicians try to send us horse shit and expect us to swallow it. We're not in the business of swallowing horse shit. We're in the business of putting it on the ground and letting the damn peppers grow. I mean, come on.
Right. I mean, the politicians are trying to make you swallow horse shit. We're just trying to make things grow.
Yeah, he's talking about grass clippings too. That's something that a lot of people might not know is if you do have it, like even if it's a raised garden or anything, when you mow your yard, either if you have a bagger, you can rake those up. You put them around your plants there, and it helps keep other weeds from growing, but plus, kind of holds a little moisture in there too, same as mulch would.
Holds moisture, holds heat, keeps other weeds from growing, and it's a great source of nitrogen and other things.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it's free. I mean, you have that every week when you mow your yard. And
Yep.
I had different piles of manure because I we had
Oh,
goats and chickens. And so like I would start one pile one year, another pile the next year, and that way I can kind of rotate back through them and not worry about burning the garden and stuff. But that seemed to work out really well for me. Which I mean, I didn't have dump truck loads of it, but
you can go too big, and you can
Yep.
burn everything in that garden.
Yeah.
up.
Yep. You can burn it. You can burn it with nitrogen. If you put if there's too much nitrogen on there, you can burn it.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
Experience, huh?
I
Yeah.
made a homemade plow that I could hook to the back of my Sniper lawnmower, and I could plow everything in, and I would put some chemical fertilizer in the ground, mostly lime and stuff like that, but some fertilizers. But I would get from the neighbor, I would get a bunch of horse crap and put it down, and I took my homemade plow and just plowed everything in. And then every year I had all the tomatoes I could eat. I had all the corn that I could grow. In the wintertime, we had broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. Had early spring cabbage. Peppers, just everything. And I mean, it was about a 3/4 acre garden, and we only went to the store for meat. If we needed vegetables, we already had them. Needed eggs, we already had them. I'm sorry. We went to the store for meat and milk.
Sugar.
I don't drink milk, so I wasn't worried about it, but my children did. So, they needed it with cereal and all that stuff. But it was a self-sufficient household.
Yeah. I'm pretty lucky. Between the gardens, between my mom and dad, and between us and my brother, all the different stuff that we raise and everything, we've already got the meat covered because like I said before, I'm a 6th generation cattle rancher, and we have all of our own stuff. We have it all done up at the butcher shop, man. That's the best beef you can ever get your hands on. Is
awesome. I don't have that luxury. I'm glad that you do, and you are blessed to have that.
Yeah, I am, because I feed my own out. I cut a couple out a year, and we've got cousins and some uncles and stuff, and we usually do about 4 or 5 a year, full steers. 2-year-old steers. I mean, we beef them up, and they've got, oh man, the marbling on those when you throw them down on the grill. Woo-wee.
Which, I mean,
Man,
that's
I'm telling you.
900 to 1,200 pounds per steer.
Oh yeah.
Of
Yeah.
usable meat.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
and sometimes you got to get creative with what you're doing, just like with deer and stuff like that. I got some shit in the fridge that the FDA would probably go, "Why do you have this?" And I'd look at them and go, "Why are you looking?"
Yeah. Should be. Why not? Why don't I have it?
Exactly. I got ground deer neck, that kind of stuff. But no, I was brought up that way, and we use every bit of it.
Yep. Yeah, I was the same way. Just in between deer hunting and anything else we could get. Well, we used to shoot a lot of pheasant and quail. I mean, we'd do pheasant and quail with rice or potatoes, or I mean, that's just the way we live,
Yep.
and I love it.
The silver skin off of deer mixed with a little bit of leftover bacon grease.
Ooh, there you go. There you go.
Get into candles.
Yep. Yep. And anytime we do any bacon or anything like that, we'll do half a hog or a full hog, and we'll get the we'll ask them for the renderings off of the hog.
You gotta save
that. And you boil that stuff down and you get the fat off of that. You've got cooking grease for years.
Yeah.
That is the best cooking grease.
Like a tablespoon.
Mm-hmm.
That season the cast iron really good too.
Yeah, it does that. And it also makes some good ass pinto bean.
Yes, it does.
I have not thrown away bacon or sausage grease in the last 20 years. My mother taught me right.
Yep. Exactly.
And a person don't really need a whole lot of land. I know one of my grandparents, they had, I believe it was 10 acres, pasture. They had that split in like 2 different fields. And then, of course, a barn and stuff. And what they would do, they had a great big garden and all that. But what they do is they would buy most usually 3 bottle calves and then 3 pigs. And then, of course, they had quite a few chickens. They'd raise them. They would slaughter 1 cow and 1 pig. They'd sell the remainder, 2 pigs and 2 cows, and they would make money off that. Not only would they would make a little extra money, but they would use that money to do the same thing over. And they always had deep freezers full of beef and pork, and
Right.
I mean, pretty much flour and sugar. It was some of the few things that they bought, at the store.
Yeah, but
Of course, some cereal and a few things like that. But
we didn't buy hardly anything.
yeah, they had all canned, they canned their own vegetables, everything. And it was really nice because you go up there and we go up there in summer and visit and stuff. And, just the food was just wonderful. I mean,
what people still don't understand is it's still possible to live that way.
It is.
It's just you choose not to.
Yep, it is. And there's lots of places, even if you live in a city, you can most usually find at least a butcher or a farmer or somewhere where you can buy a half or a quarter of a beef.
Oh, yeah.
And the prices are just so much cheaper.
No, I'm talking about just doing it yourself. Hell,
yeah.
I got herbs right here off my window, kitchen window. I'm growing my own herbs right there, and I don't even have to water them. they just grow.
Yeah.
We got pepper plants and stuff like that in the backyard, and it's not a huge place. Like I said, it's in a damn kiddie pool. I mean, what are you talking about? A 4-foot circle?
Yeah.
Got jalapenos and bell peppers and all that stuff right there. I got a couple of pepper plants and tomato plants on the back porch and some flower pots. But we really don't buy that much produce because we're producing so much that hell, I had to buy a damn vacuum sealer, damn Mylar bag, doodad, whatever, to accommodate what we had.
Yeah.
I mean, you pressure can and you do this, that, and the other, but a lot of times it's easier to freeze. And shit, I got all kinds of damn corn and peppers, and I ain't buying shit till probably next fall, and that's if my stuff doesn't grow.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you. If you're willing to put in the work, you can get all the bounty that you want. It's just
Yep.
you got to be willing to put in the work, and that's what a lot of people don't realize is farmers put in the work for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're
Yep.
out there from 5 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night, and at 8 o'clock at night, it's like a light switch. Click, we're done.
Yeah.
And they don't
Well.
give a shit what happens. And I don't blame them.
Well,
and if-
I'll put my own little spin on this right here since I'm a farmer. Depends on whether or not the rain's coming in or whether or not a drought is coming in, depending on when you get your stuff in the ground.
I can totally appreciate both sides of that. But like I said, if you're willing to put in the work, you can get all the bounty that you want.
Yep,
And,
exactly.
But you also need to put in the work to preserving it, canning it, freezing it, properly storing it, however you want to do that. But I mean, it's out there for you to get. Like hell, I had 4 cases of pint jars of banana peppers, 3 cases of jalapenos. I had shit sitting everywhere. When I had to move, I was like, hell, they can have it.
Yep.
I had quart jars of tomatoes sitting everywhere. Just good God. And it's not that bad. I mean, I would dedicate like after church on Sunday until it got dark to preserving food, whether we pickling peppers or canning tomatoes. What are we doing? Just let me know so I can get it done. And it is a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
But-
It is.
It's got great rewards though.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was gonna say, come about a week from now, you're gonna be eating on that stuff that you were taking care of back in July and August, and it's not costing you anything. You're making spaghetti. You're putting peppers in your salad that you grew in your winter garden because now's the time. The only thing that we bought literally was milk and meat. That was it. That's just because, for lack of a better term, the HOA wouldn't let me have a cow in the backyard, and I didn't have a tractor.
Yep. That sounds about right. It sounds about right. Actually, since we're on the cannon kick here, I'll tell you all a little story. 2013, the last year that my grandma was on this earth, God rest her soul, she had done her last garden. And she had some green beans, and she had some cucumbers that she'd put up in yard in 2013, and we had saved them when she moved in a nursing home and everything, and and then eventually went downhill. You know how it all goes.
Yeah.
But anyway, we cracked that open about a year ago. Oh man, it's still from her garden. Perfect.
Ain't that
Still
amazing?
perfect from 2013.
As fresh as it could be.
It was great. You could take those green beans out, and they just snap. Still, and it was.
I'm sitting here looking at a quart jar.
Oh man, it was good stuff.
that I know are a couple of years old, and Angel's like, I just want to keep them for they're so pretty. Like,
yeah.
No, that's food. Not pretty. Food. Not pretty. Food.
Yeah.
That's what I was, trying to say a while ago. If your HOA, like you said, or whatever, wouldn't even allow you to have some, vegetables in like outside planters or something like that, catch, the farmer's market. You can get green beans there. You can get a lot of that stuff. You can buy, pretty much whatever you want there, and take it home and can it.
Yeah, there's probably a local farmer's market in everybody's hometown.
Oh yeah,
we got one.
Yep.
It's open Wednesday morning early and Saturday morning early, and you can buy whatever you want. And they weigh everything right there in front of you, and everything's a decent price and all that stuff. Yeah, you can take it home and can it. Move,
Yep.
puppy dog. Move, puppy dog. I can't move. I can't walk. She knows exactly where to lay to block my gravel.
Yeah, and right now, if you got chickens just laying eggs,
Oh yeah,
those things are gold.
that's money right
You
there.
got chickens, you better go ahead and be Vaseline in their buttholes or something, because they fixing to get used.
Yeah, I seen
that eggs.
a funny video. I think it was a couple days ago, where some guy who's like kind of all dressed up, I assume, for the video, and he's putting eggs in these little baggies like people would do drugs.
Oh yeah.
People
I've seen that
on the door, like, you want one bag or two bags? It's like, yeah, man, give me two. He handed those 2 bags of eggs, little Ziplocs of eggs, and
The caption that I saw was, I didn't choose the egg life chose me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh hell.
I don't have any chickens. And damn it, I wish I did. But I do know some people with chickens, and like I say, when I was growing up, the one that quit laying eggs, that was Sunday dinner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, it serves no useful purpose other than eating food. So we're going to do away with that one.
Yep. They taste way better in the fried than they do just standing around eating.
Yeah. I am not a stranger at all to snatching a chicken up by the neck and turning it into dinner. I've been doing it for 40 years.
What's funny about chickens, I had a couple of hens there for a while that, like, if I was outside or whatever, they just kind of follow me around like a little pet,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Well, they are an inquisitive bird.
Yeah.
They will follow something around that they're not used to, or just run around with them.
Yeah, they'll see what's going on.
Yep. They're inquisitive, just about like any other thing.
But once they realize what's going on, they tend to run around.
Yeah.
Yep. Or run away from you.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
It's like, hey, guess what? You're not laying eggs. Come here. And they're like, oh crap. They just
look
run
at
away.
They give you that look like, I done fucked up.
Yep.
And everybody in the hen house knows it.
Yeah, they do.
Yep. You better be laying eggs or else you're dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime you go to somebody's house and you're out there by the woodshed and they got the splitting block sitting there, and on one side of it, there's 2 nails sticking up, you know what that's for.
Yep.
It's a head vice.
I saw something the other day, or actually it was today, I think. Do you people realize that we're gonna have to start dyeing potatoes for Easter this year?
And the little baby taters.
My goodness,
I thought
price
that
of
was
Idaho
something
taters
else.
just went.
I thought that was
Oh, okay. Now I got a funny story. Since you all were talking about chickens, I saw my grandma probably when I was about 6-7 years old, and you were talking about the splitting stand out there,
Yeah.
and I didn't even see her do that. She went out there, grabbed a nasty ass old rooster,
grab him by the
and
neck.
she went there, snatched it by the legs, hung it upside down, took her foot, and just
Ooh.
ripped the head
Brained
straight
its
off of
neck
that thing.
right
Stepped
there,
on
huh?
it and just ripped the head straight off of that
Now,
damn thing.
now that is a woman.
Yes, she was a woman.
That's a woman right there.
And I
My
was like,
granny, which would
I
be
was
my
like,
great
damn, grandma.
grandmother, she would catch one. Like I said, you always got to catch them by the feet, but she would have her feet in one hand and then the head in her other hand, and like it was just quick and simple. I mean, I don't know. I
Stretched
don't think I
limousine?
could have done it any better. I know I couldn't have done it any better than she did. I mean,
I just grab him. My grandfather taught me to just grab them by the damn neck. Just walk up. When they walk up there, look at, because they're curious, wondering what the fuck you're doing there.
Hey, what's going on?
You just snatch it up and smack. And it's a done deal, And then bring it over here and I'll show you how to plug it.
Yep. Sounds about right.
And it's the same with hogs.
Yeah, I did a little bit different with hogs.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well,
It requires.
I hate to look at them. But I love to eat them.
It requires a chainsaw and a little tough stomach, but you got to realize that your meat doesn't come from the grocery store.
no, it does
comes
not.
from live animals.
No.
So once you realize that, and you have to go through the process of processing an animal from being alive to dead to freezer, you get a little bit more appreciation for a steak.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. And you think about how many. You think about how many thousands of cows are slaughtered every day across this country just to keep Walmart with meat that they can sell.
Yeah.
It's a staggering amount. And then they want a bitch that there's too many cows.
Yeah.
And their farts are polluting the ozone layer and whatever they can come up with.
I have a something that I say, like when people talk about
Coming in, staying out, coming
like
in.
Beyond
Okay.
Meat, type stuff, or they say, well, I'm a vegetarian, I don't like to kill animals, or like you said, the cow gas is destroying the earth or whatever. Well, see, there's always two sides to look at. And so I try to explain to them, it's like, okay, well, you eat vegetables, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, those fields at one time were full of trees and animals.
Right.
All those trees had to be taken down, that ground dug up, so even your smaller animals, your rabbits or squirrels or whatever, you're infringing on their habitat right there.
Yeah.
Then if cows are, and animals are destroying the earth, by their gases or whatever, well, if we do away with cows or, other animals, well, what's going to fertilize those fields to grow your veggie burger with? Okay. They're going to have to make some chemical in a lab to spray on all that, which is going to soak down through our, soil, into our water system.
And
So
here's to
there's
go
a
along with
balance. You got to understand there's a balance there. If you go too far one way, you're not solving a problem because you're causing a problem from the other direction.
Well,
Does that
here's to
make
go
sense?
along with that. Think about how many of those chipmunks, ground squirrels, whatever else is getting chewed up by that tractor that's plowing everything or harvesting everything. Even though it's vegetables, there's a reason that there's a flock of seagulls and blue jays and everything else following that combine. And it's not for the corn kernels. Just telling you. I mean everything goes. It's in a circle. It's the circle of life. Like we're here, we're gone. Somebody else is going to take our place. It's not. It's just going to happen. They're here, they're gone. But we're just higher up on the food chain, so there's not a whole lot of Jeffrey Dahmers out there harvesting us.
Yeah.
But
it looks nice and toasty at Pat's place there.
There's a lot of animals getting harvested up for us to get your vegan vegetable burger. And the combine doesn't care. I mean, it doesn't separate it.
No, it does not.
I mean, it's all just a joke to me.
Yeah, well, that's my point. Is no matter what we try to do, we're going to gain one way and lose the other. I hope that makes sense to people. By listening to this.
Well, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because without
it makes a lot of
the
sense.
natural fertilizer from the animals, then you're gonna have to come up with industrial type fertilizers, which I know some farms use them and all that. I understand that. But if you do away with all the animals like that, you get way back on the cows and chickens and everything. Well, then you're not going to have that fertilizer.
Let me tell you. There would not be a whole lot of crops if it wasn't for chicken shit.
Yeah. And just down in Arkansas, not too far from me, there's a farm that raises a lot of pigs, and the warshaw from the pigs or whatever, they repurpose all that, and their fields are just nice and green. I mean, so I'm just saying if they didn't have that, then they would have to be buying some type of chemical to fertilize their fields to keep that nice green grass for other animals and stuff. So it's just a balance, and it's if you lean too far one way to try to fix something, you're messing something up from the other direction.
It's what makes the world
Well-
go round. I mean, because if the world doesn't go round, all of a
Gonna get
sudden
lopsided.
everything stops and we all fly to the east at 14,000 miles an hour.
Well,
Let's look at
I've been trying to. Your voice has been reminding me of somebody all night, and not seeing your picture. I finally figured it out.
Oh,
Have you ever heard of the?
it's that comedian.
Tim Wilson.
Yep.
You sound like Tim Wilson's twin.
you want
Listen to your
to go
voice.
get a cowboy hat?
Yeah. But yeah, I
Uncle
finally
BS,
figured
where
it
were
out.
you? 19 or 1886.
Yeah,
Alamo,
Uncle
East
BS.
Texas.
Yeah.
Trying to insure the Alamo. Telling him he was in good hands with Allstate.
He was from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Yep.
And I liked listening. He did that one skit where the different presidents, you could tell from where they were from just by their accent and their voice and stuff. That was hilarious. I mean, the guy was just a great comedian.
Oh, he was.
Oh, Bill Clinton. He was from Arkansas. You couldn't tell whether he was laughing or crying.
Yeah.
And then you got President Jimmy Carter. He was just a peanut farmer.
Oh man. Yeah, that guy, I greatly miss him.
Yeah.
He was a good one. He was a good one.
He was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he rates up there probably and definitely towards the top of all the comedians that I've liked over my lifetime. I mean,
I've got about 7. I'll go with 7. I'll go with 7 that I love, and he's definitely in that group. And man, he has had some. God, he's had some funny stuff. Just to hear him cut up with on the Bob and Tom show.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Radio.
For sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
they'd be like, "Yeah, we got here this morning. And Tim was sleeping in the back seat of his car."
Yep.
Welcome, Vanessa, for jumping on. Vanessa says eating cow is eating a vegetarian.
That reminds me of a shirt that I have. It says, "Hey, vegetarians, my wild game poops where you eat."
yeah.
And GGW says, "Yeah, don't forget about the Billy Bear."
Oh, God. My dad can still remember that. And he goes, "That was the worst tasting beer that you can ever wrap your lips around." Billy Buck beer.
Yeah.
Oh, where's my phone?
Uh-oh. You
Yeah,
didn't leave it in the deep freeze, did you?
no. Did you ever listen to the Tim Wilson Booty song?
Mm-hmm. That is hilarious. Yeah.
Me and my wingman at work, we'd be sitting there and have a dull moment, and I just pull that up. Give me the booty. It's all the booty. And
That's
he's
a
like,
good song.
"Mm, mm, mm." He's getting all into it and everything. I'm like, oh, customer.
Yeah, he did some great skits on Bob and Tom, man.
And John Boy and Billy show and
Yeah.
everything else. That's out of North Carolina. I
Yeah.
don't know if y'all heard any of that, but
We used to have John Boy and Billy here, and then I know it's been quite a few years ago. They ended up switching to Bob and Tom, but we used to have both of them. But
both of them.
yeah, they're two different radio
BOFFUM,
stations. And stuff.
both of them.
Bofa.
Oh shit. But yeah, I haven't listened to John Boy and Billy show in years. But that used to be my favorite morning show. Those guys are nuts.
Yeah, and what was funny about that show is John Boy and Billy both would make fun of their producer guy, and he was the only normal looking one.
Right.
John Boy's real big, and Billy was a little skinny guy.
He's like a little I don't know, vegetarian or some shit.
Yeah. And they're always making fun of their producer. And I was like, man, he's the only one that's normal looking between you three.
But let me tell you, they got some good grilling sauce. I love me some John Boy and Billy grilling sauce.
Yeah, I liked it when he'd always do the Andy Griffin challenge. People would call in and they do a trivia. And, you had to try to beat John Boy on all the answers about the Andy Griffin show. I don't think I ever seen him lose.
Oh, hell, that must have been a new one. I hadn't dealt with that one. Remember they used to have Carl Childers would come in and
a lot of NASCAR stuff, yeah.
He'd talk about how about poor old boy wasn't no bigger than a squirrel. He just run off, get lost.
Yeah, I remember the BC headache powder.
I remember the Axe Ike. Y'all remember that? Ike Turner?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was hysterical. Then Ike Turner passed away and they stopped that.
Yeah.
But God, that was funny. And Robert D. Rayford.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Straight up businessman news guy. And they would force him into all these funny skits.
Oh, man.
Have y'all listened to Cooking with Rayford, where he makes the fruit cake?
I missed that one.
Please hold. I'll put a link in the side chat. Oh man, if y'all haven't heard oh my God, I got to do this. Hang on. Cooking with Rayford. All right.
Well, thank you, Garage Guy. He said he just finished the video. Give us a shout out. We're going to upload it in the morning. Well, thank you, buddy. Now, was Rayford the one, which I thought this guy was out of Oklahoma, the radio show where they call up people? And
No.
who was that?
You're thinking
guy?
of Roy D. Mercer.
Roy
Yeah,
D. Mercer.
Roy
That's
D.
who it was.
Yep,
Roy D.
out of
Mercer.
Oklahoma. He was funny. Don't get me
How
wrong.
did he
That guy
get
was
started?
a blast.
Yeah, he'd say, "I'm only 90 pounds soaking wet, but I'm pretty scrappy or pretty wiry." And
I'm
he
going to kick your ass.
yeah, you know, whip out a can of whoop ass on you.
Man, I'm about,
Yep.
I'm about to pull up on you like a bunch of peach fuzz on Gary Cole. Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Also, they still get John Boy and Bill in Southwest Virginia.
Oh Lord.
Barbecue sauce. Dang. Yeah, I'd like to try some of that.
All right, here we go. I don't want to sign in. Son of a shit.
And now it's time once again for Cooking with Rayford, with your host, Robert D. Rayford. No, I ain't contributing. How long have I been working here? And in all that time, you never known me to contribute? All right, I got you empty stocking right here. How y'all doing? This is Rayford. And time for my holiday fruitcake recipe. Here's what you need. Be sure to get your ingredients here. We need a cup of water, a cup of sugar, 4 eggs, 2 cups of dried chopped fruit, a teaspoon of baking soda, 2.5 cups of flour, a cup of brown sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, a cup of chopped nuts, some lemon juice, and of course, a bottle of your favorite whiskey. That's the most important ingredient. All right. Now, the first thing you need to do is sample the whiskey to make sure that it is fresh and of all the finest quality. Yeah, I think that'll do fine. All right. Let's see. We need a large bowl. Get your bowl right there. Now let's be sure to check that whiskey again. Make sure it's at the highest quality. That's good. All right. First, take whiskey. Pour 1 level cup of whiskey. Now drink. Good. Let's repeat that one more time. All right, now we're in business now. Now, get your electric mixer, turn it on. And then we want to beat 1 cup of butter in the fluffy little bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of sugar and beat again. Let's make sure the whiskey is all right. Yeah, that'd be good. All right, now let's turn off the mixer. All right. Now break 4 legs and add to the bowl. And then we want to chuck in the cup of dried fruit. Then you mix on the turner again. And if the fried fruit gets stuck in the beater, you need to pry it loose with a juice scraper. Going over. Yeah. All right, now we want to sift 2 cups of salt or something. Who cares? Just make sure the whiskey is all right. Sift a little and strain your nuts.
Don't forget to strain your nuts. I might get a. I don't want to get a damn. Whatever the hell it is. A strike for.
Oh,
But you need to look up Cooking with Rayford.
I sure will.
Oh, it gets funnier from there. Don't
Yeah,
forget to strain your nuts.
Now that you played that, I think I may have heard it in the past.
You beat
The,
off the turner.
At the end, does he like end up just drinking the whiskey or something? And don't finish the cake or something?
Yeah, he's like, fuck it, I'm going to bed. I'll clean this
Oh.
shit up in the morning. Mm. Yep.
Well, Pat said he had to go there. So before it gets any later, I want to do this giveaway here real quick. Let me pull this up. Real quick. We are going to be giving away this tactical knife again, and he got the wrong picture. I forgot to go back and get the right one. It's pretty much the same knife, except for the one I'll be giving away has more stuff on it. It's got a little flashlight on it here, and then it's also got a fire starter stick. And so it actually has way more features than this one. Like I said, it's not a big high dollar knife, but with the window breaker on it, the glass breaker and seatbelt cutter and everything, it's nice just to have in your car, your truck, you know, in the backpack. So anyway, that is what we'll be giving away tonight. And I'm going to pull up the contest deal here, and we will get a winner. GGW Outdoors. Congratulations, buddy.
Woot, wooty, woot, woot, woot.
So anyway, GGW. See, let me get my email back up here in case you don't have it. It is on my okay, here it is. It is on my about page and my YouTube and stuff, but email me there at the Real American Hillbilly Gmail and give me your address and I'll get it sent out to you. And also that comes in different colors. It's got black, blue, red, and green. So let me know what color you want and I'll get it out there to you, buddy. So anyway, yeah, I'll have something better on here next week. I'll be giving away a tackle knife for a little bit, and it's really handy and pretty cool, but I'll see if I can come up with something even better than that. So
I might install a stripper pole and
yeah, start your OnlyFans then.
I'll make it free for a week.
There you go. Yep. Get them sucked in there and then start charging them.
Good Lord. Brother, it was nice being on here. I enjoyed cutting up with all of y'all, and I got to go to bed.
Yep, same here. I appreciate you being on here in the side chat. Everybody that's been in the panel tonight, it's been a blast. I really enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all getting on.
Does not do my hair any justice, does it? I have hair. There is hair. I have hair.
Yeah.
It's just,
like you got a little glow there on it. So anything you got coming up, Kyle, before we get off here?
First thing I'm going to do in the morning is fire up the casting pot and start casting a bunch of 7.62 by 39 bullets.
All right. Sounds like fun.
I got a mold on loan to me from a good friend who I spent about 3 hours on the phone with today. He didn't ask for the mold back, but I figure that's just my part. So
Better take use of it before he does, huh?
exactly. I got lead. Let's do it. Woo! But that's for in the morning. Other than that, no, I don't have anything else. I'm gonna be sorry tomorrow.
Well, anybody on here, I know a lot of people already know about the Georgia Shooting Connection, but if you don't, check out Georgia Shooting Connection on Friday nights. What time does that start, Kyle?
We get stupid every Friday night at 8:00.
8:00. All right. So it's a great show to watch. I really enjoy it. And so anyway, I appreciate you being on here. Thanks for everybody that's been on the side chat and everything. I appreciate y'all. Just had a blast. I've had a lot of fun. And like I said, as long as you guys want to keep doing this, we'll keep doing it on Saturday nights. So
I actually apologize for my language. I forgot we were live. I thought we were just talking to each other.
Well, no problem,
It'll be
buddy.
all right. If they can't get over it, they can get under it.
You betcha. Well, anyway, I just want to tell everybody thanks a lot for being on. Okay, hang on a second here. Garage guy.
Uh-oh.
I have a Facebook page. Go with your channel. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I basically just kind of tag my videos in there and stuff. But yeah, I do. It's actually Hillbilly Up on there too. So, but anyway, I just want to tell you guys thanks a lot. I appreciate y'all, and we will see you next Saturday night. And y'all have a great weekend. And remember to do something nice for somebody. Make someone's day, will you? And also save the world, marry a redneck or hillbilly. We'll see y'all later.